So, this is, I guess, is an ongoing debate. And I know I usually don't talk about football around this time, not really until the season starts. NFL, I know some of you guys probably, I don't know how many of you guys watch the NFL or don't watch the NFL, but I thought this was an interesting video to make. Something new, well, not new, but something different other than just talking about what we're going to do with LeBron, even though that is very entertaining watching this guy. Everybody trying to figure out where this guy is going to go. He's going to go to the new team. He's going to sit his ass on the bench. I say sit his ass on the, not bench, but couch. But this is debate going on. It kind of ties in with what we talk about over here when we talk about the NBA, which a lot of, I guess, young people, I don't know, maybe, who knows who they are, that like to have revisionist history. A lot of people have revisionist history, especially when it comes to mainly basketball, but it's starting to get to football as well. People just don't remember stuff or have nostalgia like glasses. They forget certain details. So I've been seeing a lot lately on social media who was the best cornerback, right? And they never really include cornerbacks from the 90s and 80s. They just keep it 2000s and now. Usually it's Darrelle Revis, Champ Bailey, Jalen Ramsey of all people. I'm trying to think of others. And Charles Woodson. But I'm trying to figure out, first of all, when it comes to like the best cornerback in the last, let's say 25 years or so, let's say that, people for some reason act like Champ Bailey was all this, which he was. He was a very good cornerback. Very good cornerback for the Washington Redskins, and I still call him, I don't call him the other name, but the Washington Redskins and the different Broncos. But they completely forget what Charles Woodson did during his time in the NFL. They act like what Charles Woodson did is nothing. I don't know, and it seems like there's a slant going on when it comes to Packers. I don't know what it is. It seems like after Aaron Rodgers left, it seems like, oh, we don't want to talk about the Packers no more. Packers ain't this, they ain't that, they ain't this, they ain't that. Mike Parsons suck, he overrated. Jordan Love suck. It's all this other goofiness going on right now. Maybe I think it's the years of Aaron Rodgers beating people's teams and embarrassing teams. I don't know what it is. And maybe it could be something different. Racial, I don't know. But I look at both of these guys' career from what I remember, because I probably started watching the NFL probably the early 2000s. You know, I probably didn't really know the ins and outs of football and NFL that much back then as a kid compared to what I do now. And I remember Champ Bailey being one of those quarterbacks you just don't throw to. I do remember that part. I do remember he was almost like a shutdown quarterback, not a shutdown quarterback. I knew he liked to make plays on the ball, which he did a lot. Well, you got to be a good cornerback to make plays on the ball. Not to make good plays on the ball, but anticipate where that ball is going to make a play on the ball. That's always a good sign of a good cornerback, even in basketball. How you get a lot of steals is anticipation as well. When somebody throws a pass, you see it coming in slow motion. Also, you gotta have good hands as well in both sports when it comes to playing the DB position and, of course, playing defense in the NBA. But Champ Bailey, like I said, he's one of the ones you don't throw to. One of the top cornerbacks of the 2000s. So we can't deny that. And also at times he did play offense. Caught a couple of receptions, but not too many. I always thought he did play on offense when I was little. But Champ Bailey did start off his career with the Washington Wizards. Wizards, Washington Redskins. So I used to talk about basketball. He was drafted in 1999, first round 7th overall pick out of Georgia. Played 2 seasons there. At Georgia, he was a consensus All-American, 2-time first team All-SEC 97-98, second team All AP all-time All-American in 2025 for his college career. He does have the NFL record of most pass deflections at 203 as well. He played a couple seasons from 99 to 2003 on the Washington Redskins before he went over to the Denver Broncos in the trade for Clinton Portis. And I think once he signed or was traded to Denver, I think he signed the largest contract for a cornerback at the time as well. And he was an athlete because he did track and field at Georgia as well, running 55 meters, 60 meters, recording personal bests of 6.35 seconds and 6.85 seconds as well. So he was an athlete, and being an athlete in the NFL always contributes well. And he did start off his season or his career with a bang. In his first game against the Dallas Cowboys, I had to make sure I say Cowboys, he made 6 solo tackles, 1 pass deflection, and he picked off Troy Aikman. But they lost in overtime. And within week 4, he set it a season high 8 solo tackles and 1 pass breakup. So he was pretty legitimate starting out. And he pretty much continued that on from the Redskins to the Denver Broncos. I think one of the problems with Champ Bailey's career that he played for the Denver Broncos, and the Denver Broncos were a meddling team. And I say meddling team because they wanted to, that AFC during the 2000s was dominated by the New England Patriots. But they was good enough, but they just couldn't get past the New England Patriots, who was always there. And of course, we can't forget about the Indiana Colts as well. He also returned a broke record. Tongue twisted. In a game against the New England Patriots in the playoffs, he did intercept Tom Brady and return a 100-yard down the sideline touchdown. I think no, not a touchdown. It wasn't a touchdown. He got knocked out by. Dang, Ben Watson was playing that long? I guess so. But anyways, he broke the record for the longest non-scoring play in NFL history at the time, and is included 85th in the NFL's 100 graded plays ever. And they did end up beating the Patriots that game. I think they might have lost to the Steelers or Colts. Might have been the Steelers. So, like I said, most of his career was just meddling, playing with the Denver Broncos, and he ended up retiring. I wouldn't say he retired with the Denver Broncos. I think he was released by the Denver Broncos in 2014. I think he tried to play on the New Orleans Saints for a 2-year contract, but he was released before the season even started. And I think midway through the 2014 season, he announced his retirement, signed a 1-day contract with the Denver Broncos. And he was put in the Hall of Fame in 2019 in his first year of eligibility. His records are 3-time All-Pro, first team All-Pro, 4-time second team All-Pro, 12-time Pro Bowler. I think he has the record for that when it comes to defensive players or DBs. He was the interceptions leader in 2006, part of the NFL's 2000s All-Decade team. He was also part of the PFWA All-Rookie team in 99, the Washington Redskins 90 Greatest Players, Denver Broncos 50th Anniversary Team, Denver Broncos Ring of Fame as well. Total tackles 931, interceptions 52, interception yards 464, pass deflections 203. Like I say, NFL record. 7 forced fumbles, fumble recovery 6, 3 sacks, and total touchdowns 5. And like I say, he's part of the Pro Football Hall of Fame and College Football Hall of Fame. Now let's go over to Charles Woodson right quick. This is what people forget about Charles Woodson. And I'm not doing this in the bias because he was a Packer. But you gotta look at Charles Woodson's career carefully. Which I don't think most of these younger dudes, I had to say, most of these people are saying Champ Bailey was probably the best cornerback of all time. They probably don't know anything else. And it's the same thing in the NBA. They don't know anything else. Now, Charles Woodson was just as good a cornerback during the 2000s. Charles Woodson was drafted out of Michigan in 98, year before Champ Bailey. First round, 4th overall pick out of Michigan. He was an NCAA national champion in 97, and this is what most of the kids forget about him. He was a Heisman Trophy winner in 97. Unanimous All-American, first team All-American in 96, Big Ten Male Athlete of the Year, 3-time first team All-Big Ten, first team AP All-Time All-American in 05, along with Champ Bailey. I think what probably did him in being on the Raiders. And the Raiders, when he first came in there, wasn't that bad. They weren't that bad. Charles Woodson's rookie season would end with an NFL Defensive Rookie of the Year. Started all 16 games. Became the first rookie Raider to do so since 1971. He also had 64 tackles that season. He was 3rd in the league in the interceptions with 5. Returned 1 interception for a touchdown against the Arizona Cardinals and a forced fumble. And also was part of the first rookie. He was a rookie, but was able to get on the Pro Bowl team as well. People forget about that as well. As I remember about Charles Woodson, he played 2 different positions. He played safety and cornerback. I think early in his career, he played corner. I think towards the end of his career, he shifted to safety as he got older with the Packers. I think Champ Bailey, yeah, he got a chance to play in the Super Bowl. He got a chance to play in the Super Bowl with the Denver Broncos. Peyton Manning's first time going to the Super Bowl. The reason why I mentioned that because Charles Woodson was able to get to the Super Bowl in 2002. But most of that season when he got to the Super Bowl was marred by a shoulder injury that he suffered for most of that season. But he was able to play in the Super Bowl. But they would lose in that Super Bowl against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. But he also recorded an interception in there. And that injury, the injury bug will follow Charles Woodson when it comes to the Super Bowl. We'll see pretty soon. But like I said, for most of his career with the Raiders, it was either marked by injuries or the Raiders were trash. They were trash for most of his time. To the point when he got up out of Oakland and went to the Green Bay Packers for a 7-year contract worth $52 million. And instantly changed that team's defense. I say that because in 2007, they was only Brett Favre didn't throw that interception. They probably would have went to the Super Bowl. Packers would have went to the Super Bowl that year in the 2007 season if he didn't throw that. This Packers defense was actually stacked. It was led by him as well. They were stacked towards the end of Brett Favre's career, going into Aaron Rodgers' tenure as the quarterbacks. He was Defensive Player of the Year in 2009. I don't know why people don't forget that. He was able to move, like I said, going back to safety, play in certain zones and packages, but also, what some of the kids don't remember, you don't want to throw to him either. You did not want to throw to Charles Woodson because he will pick that off because, like Champ Bailey, He had the instincts. And also, Charles Woodson was able to win a Super Bowl with the Green Bay Packers, but here's the thing. He got injured. Broke his collarbone before halftime in that Super Bowl against the Pittsburgh Steelers. Yeah, so injuries always followed him when he went to the Super Bowl twice. Eventually, as his career, when he started to age, started moving around in the safety position, but still effective. But I can tell, me watching him compared to what he was early in his career to what he was towards the end of the career, was not the same. He was getting slower. They had to move sometimes to the linebacker position, and eventually he did lead the Green Bay Packers to go back to Oakland, where he retired in 2015. His stats and everything, accolades: Super Bowl champion with the Green Bay Packers, XLV, Defensive Player of the Year 09, Defensive Rookie Player of the Year 98, 4-time First Team All-Pro, 4-time Second Team All-Pro, 9-time Pro Bowler, that's what Champ Bailey got him at, 2-time NFL interceptions leader, NFL 2000s All-Decade team, part of the Green Bay Packer Hall of Fame. Like I said, he was a national champion with Michigan, Heisman Trophy winner as well. I'm not going to go to college. Tackles 1,120, interceptions 65, so he beats Champ Bailey with that. Interceptions 900 yards, 966, pass deflections 155, pass deflections. Champ Bailey got him on that. Forced fumbles 33, fumble recoveries 18, sacks 20, defensive touchdowns 13. He has Champ Bailey with that. Also part of the Hall of Fame. I think he got there. When did he get to the Hall of Fame? I want to say it had to have been recently, because when did he get to the Hall of Fame? Let's see right quick. I don't know. But he is in the Hall of Fame. He's also in the College Hall of Fame, and also in his last season with the Raiders, because he went back to the Raiders, of course. He did get a final Pro Bowl appearance as well. So, consecutive season with an interception, return for a touchdown 6 times, 2006, 2011. Career defensive touchdowns 13. He is now tied with Rod Woodson and Darren Sharper, which we will not name. And Rod Woodson, all the kids forget about Rod Woodson, how good he was. The franchise record of the Oakland Raiders, franchise career leader in forced fumbles 18, franchise career leader in defended passes, deflections 84. With the Packers, interception return for a touchdown 9. He had 10 defensive touchdowns with the Packers as well. So, who's better between Champ Bailey and Charles Woodson? I would say Woodson beats him out records-wise and accomplishment-wise, but I can't. So hard with this one. I seen both of these guys play. Oh man, I had to get the edge to Woodson. I'm sorry, I have to get the edge to Woodson. Woodson was a scary person. Was very scary. All opposing quarterbacks had to look out for him. Packers released him. It don't make sense for the release because he was getting older by that time. And he was getting older, he was getting hurt. But I had to get the edge to Woodson. I'm sorry, people. Champ Bailey is Champ Bailey is great. Hall of Fame cornerback. But Charles Woodson was just something else. And I don't know why these kids forget who he was. I don't understand that at all. They forget Dion. They forget about Rod Woodson. They forget all these guys. All these defensive backs. My dad said it's probably Deion Sanders and then Charles Woodson, and then Rod Woodson, and then probably Champ Bailey after that. That's what he said. But tell me what you guys think. For anybody who did watch these two guys play the cornerback position, like, share, subscribe to the channel.